Best 2017 nominee show for the Best TV Show. This is Bring It On, and welcome to it. With me, your host, Bridget Chiwemalumba. I am excited to be back in the studio. I hope you're happy to see the program again back on your screen. This is a comeback. We came back last week and we just continue with the fire. Well, we are talking movies and we are talking Zambian movies. This is Bring It On. Today's program, like any other, is a packed program full of excitement and a lot of education to give. Well, on our segment, the one we call the filmmaking segment, today we're looking at a rather very interesting topic, and this is documentary filmmaking. Wow. So for you guys that are out there and have been planning to do a movie, but because you don't have the finances to go and tell a full motion picture, this is good news for you, because you can tell the same story without so much people to act in it, a non-fiction but the same storyline. So you stay tuned and watch what I'm talking about. On the trailer, we have one particular trailer, very important. I'm calling it phenomenal, a masterpiece. So please, after you learn how to do documentary filmmaking, sit and see an example of what I call a masterpiece documentary. This is one of the major big stories that have been done in Zambia of a Zambian icon. Not only is he Zambian, but also an international icon. So please, if I were you, I would move an inch. Stay tuned. We are talking movies and we are talking Zambian movies. On the interview segment, I will be talking to the man, this great man that has done this documentary. So please, stay tuned. Well, we are talking movies, we are talking Zambian movies, and this is Bring It On, filmmaking. Our topic is documentary filmmaking. What is documentary filmmaking? Well, to begin with, let's find out what a documentary is. A documentary is a non-fiction motion picture which has got some aspect of reality. Like I said, if you don't have people to act in it, you can still tell the same story, but using, real life drama, real life storylines. And this is what a documentary is. And usually documentaries are used for the primary purpose of giving instructions, education, or probably maintaining some historical records. This was done previously under what you used to call stock film, but nowadays with you guys who are in the digital, you can now do these documentaries using video, and they can be used for TV shows like this one, or you can take them to the cinemas and they can be screened. This is the beauty of technology. Well, the reason I picked on this topic today, because I've seen a lot of you are so anxious. You've got the desire to do movies, but the finances are really hitting you. But the good news is you can tell the same story using a documentary film. We are talking movies and we are talking Zambian movies. Before we go for a break to see an example of a perfect documentary, I'd like you to sit back and relax and look at this masterpiece done by Zambia's great documentary of filmmakers by the name of Peter Kayula. Stay tuned. This is Bring It On.
Once a shepherd boy, rising above the depth of the hills, from a humble African spiritual impact, ascending to the broader walls of the Vatican. Rumour of an Angel. Now unveil Emmanuel Milingo's placed on the edge of failing to survive seclusion, losing lucrative contacts as the Vatican tribulation exposes the darker side of a man offering glimpses of an angel.
The achievements of one of the world's oldest institutions, the Catholic Church, and its subsequent growth today are by far spectacular and dramatic expressions of the body of Christ throughout the world. While for some people, these new developments might seem to have been extremely rapid, they have not, however, occurred overnight. They are rather the end product of a very complex church organization, persecutions, vision, and reform process that have been at work over the years. Among the many factors contributing to these developments has been the church's outstanding ancient tradition design, diverse historical appeal, and its social teachings, in themselves both a striking index and quite an outstanding stimulus to facing an emerging modern world. The Roman Catholic Church's attempts to improve liturgy have been compounded by disputes of healing ministries. One black exceptional priest who had a running conflict with the Vatican over his exemplary gift was Archbishop Emmanuel Milingo, a Zambian prelate.
They found out that we, as a Christians, we had nothing. So I said, but this is not true, that we have nothing. If the Lord has said, healing the sick, casting out devils, preach the gospel, I said, he put in this as he proves at other times that my words are spirit and life.
Milingo. He joined the Catholic charismatic renewal movement that was growing throughout the church and had to face a lobby of allies in that movement which accounted for his late conflicts. He continued with his Christian social reforms as well and began to denounce the wealthy African elite exploiting the poor. With this development, Milingo brought another issue into a running crisis, an early dimension of enculturation, the development of an authentic African Christianity growing out of African values, including the spiritual one. Enculturation challenges Western control of African Christianity and its Western cultural roots.
Rumour of an Angel.
Welcome to the program, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, it's good to see that Zambians have got a desire to keep their history. Just from seeing the trailer by the one which you did for the Bishop Bishop Emmanuel Milingo. What's the name of the trailer? What did you entitle this documentary?
The documentary is based on the book Rumour of an Angel. Rumour of an Angel is, according to the book which I wrote, between 2013 and 2014. It is based on the interview I did with the Archbishop. It is a chronicle. When I say chronicle, I mean it is a record of his troubled relationship with the church until the time when he was expelled in 2000. When it does not add or subtract to what the events, whatever. It just brings out the real issues. It is a communication tool for social change or religious change in a world which is fast moving towards a practical change, a platform which is changing.
All right. For the sake of the viewers that have just joined us or have seen the documentary, who is Peter Kayula?
My name is Peter Kayula. I'm a journalist, author, and university lecturer. I've worked for Times of Zambia for many years, and I left in 2011 to go into teaching. I was a lecturer at Zambia Institute of Mass Communication, and now I'm a lecturer at the Information Communication University, Department of Mass Communication, where I'm teaching journalism and media ethics and writing for the media, among others.
Okay, that's beautiful. But where did you get the desire, or what prompted you to do this documentary?
The idea of the documentary actually is the basis of the idea for a book. When the Archbishop
okay, maybe let me rephrase. What prompted you to do the podcast for the documentary?
The book came out in 2013 and 2014 as a concept which we developed because Milingo, I used to be in the seminary, the Catholic seminary, where I was studying. And I knew Milingo during that time when he used to be my spiritual director at the seminary. Okay. So when he met me, that time I left Times of Zambia in 2011. he asked me if I would be able to do a documentary
Okay.
and maybe write a book about his experience, and then and his autobiography.
Oh yes.
And the fact that I realized that there is no way we can detach his autobiography, the troubled relationship, what happened at
Oh yeah.
Vatican.
Oh, yeah.
So what came out was autobiography, which combined the troubled relationship at the Vatican.
Actually, you cannot tell a story about Milingo without that aspect.
Yes, that's
And actually, even the people that are willing probably have got this passion or desire to get hold of your film or the book. It's that aspect really that they want to get.
the concept was that when I finished the book, I realized the leading culture of Zambia is pathetic in here. So I thought, let me do a documentary where people can, if they watch the film, then they will be able to have desire to read the book. So I developed the concept of the documentary came when I was helped by Thomas Rumour. Thomas Rumour is now Vice Chancellor of a university in the United States. When he came to Zambia, he told me that please go ahead and do a documentary. And he helped me with some of the aspects which are part of the documentary. And he helped me to get some of the footages from the US which we have used in the documentary.
So as we're talking now, the Archbishop has seen the book, has read the book, and has seen the same documentary.
The book is still not yet out.
Okay.
It's been printed in India. But the documentary, when it came out, just the Archbishop was still out of the hands.
Okay.
But I'm sure when he comes back, he'll be able to also watch the documentary.
Okay, so are you
Because-
telling us that we are so privileged that even himself hasn't seen it, but you're seeing it now?
He hasn't seen it yet.
Okay, all right, that's
Because it's still out of the country, but I'm sure he will see it and he will be able to assess what we have.
Okay. So when he engaged you to do this work, the autobiography, in terms of book and documentary, what are the plans really for these two pieces of art?
The plans for the documentary as well was that in my case as the author and writer, the role of a writer in a new nation or in an ordinary nation, any other nation, is to change what has been disordered. Is to add creativity in certain situations where humanities are bound to excel. So when I looked at the life and the experiences of the Archbishop, yes, there was need to document so that those who are coming behind can also understand. Secondly, it brings out the values of certain aspects of religious values which are in need of change in a modern world. Where the institutional values and personal values. When we talk of values, we mean institutional values. Where the church has found itself in a facing a challenge of a modern world, where certain things which are there because of the change in time, they should be assessed and evaluated to suit where we are going and where we are coming from. By this I mean that when I was writing a book, I came on an experience where in the US, in the Vatican, and the whole sake of the US fraternity, there were about 150,000 nuns who were in the convents. Right now, as I'm speaking, there are only 50 who are remaining. Others have joined those schools, others have joined other secular jobs which they are doing.